How to make macrame coasters. In this tutorial I'm going to show you some tips on how to avoid the cone shape or the bowl shape on the coaster. What you want is a flat coaster like this. For the cord I'm using 3mm cord. I like to use 3-ply because it gives a bit more texture and a bit of a curly fluffy fringe with a bit more body. You can use single ply cord as well, and you can use thicker or thinner cord if you desire. You need one cord at 155 centimeters in length and 5 cords at 80 centimeters in length. Taking the 155 centimeter cord, I'm going to wrap it around itself. Taking one of the 80 centimeter cords and folding it in half, and we're going to tie a cow hitch knot. So bring it underneath these cords over to form a loop, and then we're going to bring these cords through the loop. And tighten it. And repeat that with the other 4 cords. Fold it in half, underneath, over to form a loop, and bring the cords through. And repeat. I've now attached all 5 cords, and I'm going to pull on the long cord to tighten this and form a circle. And now pull on each of the cords that we attached to tighten them up. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to find the long cord, and this is going to be used as the leader, and these cords we're going to tie double half hitch knots around the leader. So now I'm going to take the first cord and I'm going to tie a double half hitch knot around the leader as well as the short cord to secure it in, and then we'll snip it off with the scissors. So taking the first cord, I'm going to come under the leader, over, and then come round through here. And tighten it up. And again, to make the double half hitch knot, over the leader and under and through the loop. Take the next cord and we're going to do a double half hitch knot again. So come under the leader, over, and then come through here. I'm going to get that really tight so we don't have a big gap. So I don't want this gap, the cord. So I'm going to tighten it. And then do the double. And there you go. Now I'm going to snip off the excess short cord and just tuck it down. Now here I can see that I've got a gap, so I'm going to attach a new cord by measuring the length of the next cord and multiplying it by 2. So I'm going to measure this length. And then multiply it by 2. So here I have a cord that is twice the length of this cord, and I'm going to attach it using the cow hitch knot. And then taking the next cord, I'm going to tie double half hitch knot. There you go. Now you don't have to use this, but I find a cork board or some kind of a firm surface is really helpful to secure the coaster in, making it easier to work. So finding my long leader cord, I'm going to take the next cord, which is this one here, and tie double half hitch knots. Making sure that I go tight, close, so I don't have, when I pull back, I shouldn't see a lot of cord behind the knot. And continuing my double half hitch knots, and every time I see a gap, I'm going to attach another cord. So here is quite a big gap, so I'm going to attach another cord by measuring the length of the next cord and multiplying it by 2. So this cord is twice the length of the next cord. I'm going to fold it in half and attach it with a cow hitch knot. You can see there's now no longer a big gap, and continue my double half hitch knots, making sure to tighten it very close. Now, in order to avoid the cup shape, it's best to attach more cords whenever you see a gap. If you don't attach a new cord wherever there is a gap, it's going to end up tightening the cords together too much, which is why the bowl shape forms, or the cup shape. So the more cords you attach, and especially during the earlier stages and the middle stages, the better. And attaching more cords also makes your fringe thicker, and I quite like a thick fringe on my coaster. So here we have another gap. I'm going to measure the length of the next cord and multiply it by 2 and attach it with a cow hitch knot. Close the gap up by attaching a new cord. I'm going to continue the double half hitch knots. If you're struggling with the double half hitch knot, I've put a link in the description for a more detailed tutorial on how to do the double half hitch knot, as it is quite a tricky one. So again, I see that as a gap, so I'm going to add another cord. I've attached in another cord, continue the double half hitch knots. Be careful not to accidentally skip a cord, so make sure you check in which one is next. And make sure to tighten, so if you pull back you shouldn't see much cord. And just continue with the same process, tying double half hitch knots and filling in wherever I see a small gap. And now I'm going to attach a new cord to fill that gap. So there, I've attached another cord and continue the double half hitch knots. As I mentioned, don't be shy to attach more cords, especially during the beginning. You don't want to go adding too many cords, because then your cords will be too close together and it will make it difficult to knot. So you don't want to be excessive, but definitely where you think there's a small gap, attach another cord. So after this one, I can see there's already a gap coming up. There you go. So I'm going to attach another cord, and I'm just going to keep repeating that until I have a width of about 10 centimeters. So if I measure the distance from here to here, it should be about 10 to 11 centimeters, and it will be about 6 to 8 rings depending on the thickness of your macrame cord. If you don't pull your cords tight, this is what you'll end up with. See this, how I can see the cords between, whereas on this side there is no gap. If I stretch them out, and this one here I can. So as you tie the double half hitch knot, to prevent that from happening, you can come in at an angle and really tighten it in. Then straighten it out and tie the second one really tight, pulling towards the middle, and then you can see tight. If you notice that one of your cords are flaring too much, just tie a knot on the end to keep it from flaring any further. So I'm now about 8 centimeters in width. So I'm just going to keep going until I get to 10 centimeters. Now I'm getting to close to 10 centimeters. So I like to have equal sides on both sides of my coaster. So if I measure from this side, starting from the center, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. And on this side, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm going to do now is continue this row of cords all the way until the end of the circle. So basically the point at which I formed the circle and the cords came out. I had the loose cords where my leader cord. So where the leader cord came out, that's where I'm going to go until. And then if I measure from any point, I should have 7 rows. And that creates a equal coaster. So on my final row, I also want to avoid attaching new cords because they're adding a further row is what secures the attached cords with. But if there are no further rows that we're going to add, then that extra cord that you've attached isn't well secured and it could come out quite easily and get loose quite easily. So you want to avoid attaching cords on this last row. So counting from here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to continue till here. And now that I've gotten to the end, I'm going to take the leader cord and go over and form a loop and come down. And just tighten that so it looks like a half-inch knot. Now I'm going to cut about 1.5 centimeters length for the fringe, or about 2 centimeters to start, and then we can trim it shorter after we've brushed it. Now I'm going to use a macrame brush with kind of like a pet comb. You can use a normal hair comb, and we're just going to brush out the fringe. Okay, now I'll just cut the fringe to the desired length. Brush it out again and cut it one more time just to get any loose ends. And there you have your macrame coaster.